Hi and welcome to John's Maths Book. In this video, we'll be exploring another key concept in mathematics. If you find this tutorial helpful, then please show your support by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Your positive engagement helps me create more content and allows me to bring you more valuable maths lessons. Without further ado, let's go over to the whiteboard. Let's suppose we have a circle with a radius of r and its center is at point O with coordinates x equals h and y equals k. Let's also suppose some point P exists on the perimeter of the circle with unknown coordinates x and y. With just this information, we'd like to formulate the equation of a circle. But how do we do it? Well, to help us here, we can use Pythagoras' theorem. If we draw a vertical line through point P and a horizontal line through point O, the two lines intersect at point R and a 90-degree triangle is formed. Let's look at the lengths of the three sides of the triangle. So the hypotenuse, that's from O to P, has a length of R, which is the radius of the circle. When we use Pythagoras' theorem, it states that the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. And so OP squared is equal to OR squared plus PR squared. We know the length of OP as it's equal to R the radius. The length of OR is the difference between the x coordinates, so x minus h. And the length of PR is the difference between y coordinates, so that's y minus k. If we plug these values into our equation where OP squared is equal to OR squared plus PR squared, this gives x minus h all squared plus y minus k all squared is equal to r squared. This is the general form of the equation of a circle, and it can be used to find the equation of a circle when we know both the radius and the coordinates of its center. Let's now look at some examples of where we can use this. In our first example, we have a circle centered at 0, 0 with a radius of 2. So using the general form of the equation of a circle, our x-coordinate h is equal to 0, our y-coordinate k is equal to 0, and our radius is equal to 2. And substituting the values of h, k, and r into the general form of the equation of a circle gives x minus 0 all squared plus y minus 0 all squared is equal to 2 squared. And simplifying this, we get x squared plus y squared is equal to 4, which in this case is the equation of the circle. In this next example, we have a circle which is centered at coordinates 0, minus 2, and a radius of 2. Looking at the general form of the equation of a circle, in this case, we can see that h, which is the x-coordinate of the center of the circle, is at 0, and k, which is the y-coordinate of the center of the circle, is at minus 2. And as we know, the circle has a radius of 2. And plugging these values of h, k, and r into the general form of the equation gives x minus 0 all squared plus y minus 2 all squared is equal to 2 squared. Simplifying this gives x squared plus y plus 2 all squared is equal to 4, which is the equation of the circle. Now let's look at this example where we have a circle centered at coordinates minus 2 and 3 with a radius of 3. So looking at the general form of the equation, we have our x-coordinate h, which is equal to minus 2, our y-coordinate k, which is equal to 3, and our radius r is equal to 3. So now if we plug these numbers into the general form of the equation, we have x minus 2 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared is equal to 3 squared. Simplifying this gives x plus 2 all squared plus y minus 3 all squared equals 9, which in this case is the equation of the circle. In this next example, we have a circle with its center at coordinates minus 2 and minus 1, and it has a radius of the square root of 5. Using the general form of the equation, the x-coordinate h is at minus 2, the y-coordinate k is at minus 1, and the radius r is equal to the square root of 5. And substituting these values for h, k and r into the general form of the equation, we have x minus minus 2 all squared plus y minus minus 1 all squared is equal to the square root of 5 squared. Simplifying this gives x plus 2 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared equals 5, which is the equation of the circle.